Hi there. In this video, I want to share with you 5 jobs which you can do in Kenya and actually get paid good amount of money. And by the way, these jobs, you don't really need a college degree or a university degree for you to be able to execute them. In other words, there are kind of jobs which border entrepreneurship, and ultimately you can be able to scale up and be able to make good amounts of money in Kenya. And by the way, these jobs are also applicable in many other countries out there. And in fact, you could be able to make good sums of money, even build your own home, have your own saving kitty, and even expand to other areas of investment through doing these 5 jobs I'm about to share with you. So, the very first job which someone can do in Kenya and be able to be getting good sums of money daily is the job of being a broker in a market, right? I know almost all of you visit a marketplace, if not daily, weekly, or in whichever time duration out there. Of course, you meet the people who sell to you products at the retail level, but the transition of products, for example, from farmers to these retailers in the market, in between, there is brokers who facilitate transportation and also entry of these products into the market. You could just be one of these brokers. And by the way, people out there like to joke a lot because in Kenya they say, as people are waking up, actually brokers have already finished their business, and it's true. And that's so because products enter the market very, very early in the morning. And we talk about markets out there, for example, Marikiti, for example, Bama, and other areas out there. You know, products enter there very early in the morning. And of course, brokers finish their day's business that early, right? So as your morning alarm is going off, chances are a broker's already made their money for the day and they are off to other activities. So you could actually position yourself to become a broker in any of the local markets, and even so, over time, you could be able to scale to other markets or even to scale to a specific product. And of course, for this, I have to highlight to you also within the same kind of industry, same kind of business, there is those cliques which actually try to restrict the entry in these spaces as much as possible because the money is a lot. And as perfectly understood, they have to safeguard their ground and also safeguard these different transactions out there. And then the second kind of job which you can do and actually be able to make good sums of money in Kenya is the works around construction, right? We're talking about fundis, we talk about plumbers, and another person out there involved in construction business. And I'm saying so because in Kenya, most of in urban centers, actually talking about there being concrete jungles because day in, day out, we're seeing lots and lots of constructions happening. People are building their houses, there is apartments coming up, there is office blocks coming up and so forth. So if you position yourself to be in this industry around real estate, you'll just be able to make good sums of money because most of the times people can entrust you with their money to be able to execute constructions, and actually with each good construction you do, it's going to be vouching for you in the subsequent ones. Yeah. So you could find yourself, you are the to go-to person in a given area on a specific aspect of construction, whether it's plumbing, whether it's roofing, whatever kind of aspect of construction. So what you need to do is to start and ensure you actually do your job very well so that people recommend you to other people seeking building services and construction services in the real estate sector. And by the way, the property market in Kenya is doing very well and is expanding very rapidly. And even beyond Nairobi, beyond Mombasa, Nakuru, Kisumu, those are the main cities in the country. Also, the other towns out there are also seeing a boom in the real estate. If you position yourself well, you could be able to make a killing in this space. And by the way, I know of a couple of fundis out there who have actually been able to do that job for a few years. And in fact, they have their own homes, they drive their own cars, they have their own saving kitties. And actually, even they don't hustle, for example, to pay school fees for their children or even to afford food. Because day in, day out, they are able to rake in money, right? And then the third idea you could look to pursue in Kenya, which is actually also in very high demand, more so in urban centers, is the job of you doing phone repair. I'm very sure if you come from Nairobi, for example, Mombasa, Nakuru, Kisumu, or even another urban center out there in Kenya, you've seen shops out there doing mobile repair services. And by the way, day in, day out, these shops get lots of clients. People coming in to have their mobile phones repaired. For example, their screen is not functioning. For example, their audio or voice function, their phone is not functioning, and so forth. So they go there for services, and be rest assured, these fundis, though they charge what seems like small amounts for their services, This in aggregate, at the end of the day, they could be able to serve maybe 10 people. So think about it. Someone even charges, for example, 1,000 for 10 people in a day. That way we're talking about 10,000 Kenya shillings in a day. And by the way, this is just money which goes to their pocket. Their profit, most of the times they normally add to their price what is going to be the cost of whatever element or whatever thing they need to put on your phone, they need to replace, and so forth. So you could position yourself to be one of those people who repair mobile phones out there and will just be in business, right? And then the fourth idea, which you can look to delve into and actually ensure it becomes your job, is any job related to transport, right? And transport is a very lucrative thing in the country, more so in urban centers, because we're talking about people requiring means of transport from point A to point B each and every time. We're talking about, for example, taxis. We're talking about, for example, buses, matatus, ndudhis, any form of transport out there. People need to move constantly for them to be able to make money, more so in urban centers, right? So that moving from one point to another requires someone to facilitate that. In case you can align yourself, for example, in this particular sector of transportation, you'll just be in business, because we're talking about the kind of business which never dries off, and actually people day in, day out, hour by hour require these services. In case you align yourself very well and actually build rapport with a good number of clients out there, you'll just be in business each and every day. And this is going to ensure on a bad day, you may just even be going home with maybe 2,000 on a very bad day. And even a good day, someone can go with the upwards of 5,000 Kenya shillings from doing transportation business in the country. And this actually cross-cuts both people and also products, you know, because we talk about some specialized vehicles out there just measuring and transporting products from one point to another. For example, someone is moving from one house to another, they can facilitate that, okay? Someone maybe is carrying products from this particular point to maybe another shop, they can facilitate that, and so forth. So you can look to delve into transportation business and be sure you will be able to make good amount of money, right? And then the fifth job which you could look to delve into, and actually is also another good entrepreneurial area to venture into, is actually jobs relating to facilitating transfer of property in Kenya, right? As I've stated, the real estate sector in Kenya is very, very much booming. And also with these, there is high rate of exchange or movement of property from one person to another. So if you can align yourself, for example, in this particular sector, you could just be in the business of facilitating this, and that's going to be a good job for you. For example, in case you have skills or have qualifications, for example, to be a surveyor, right? To be a conveyance lawyer, okay? To be, for example, even a valuer and so forth. You could just be in business because these are services or kind of skills needed day in, day out. And of course, the property market in Kenya is booming very much. Real estate is doing well. Actually, you're going to be able even to execute up to 3 different pieces of work each and every day. And in case you establish yourself, for example, in a given area, you might just be getting jobs relating to real estate in that particular area. What do you think about these ideas? These jobs I've shared with you, right? Is there any other idea out there which someone can convert to a job and actually be able to make good amounts of money in Kenya? If yes, drop a comment in the comment section down below. Let's continue discussing there. Thanks a lot for watching. I look forward to share with you other awesome ideas next time. Bye bye, and you all take care.